day, that book up there was written 15 years ago by Diane, working with the committee. And you'll see some illustration as we go through it today. But most of all, listen to all of the words. So it's a tremendous story that really captures the culture and the atmosphere of the bank. And it's amazing that what you wrote about it here, Diane, I think is the same feel that we have today. So tremendous. This isn't up there, but you know, it's on the back of the book, you know. I do want to introduce one person. She's going to kill me. And she celebrated her 25th anniversary about a week and a half ago. Wow. And it's very sad that this is her last day. She's retiring. But I would like to ask Debbie Muldoon. How to have fun and play practical jokes.
I'm not admitting to anything.
So we have a few other special guests today. And you saw the other day, and I think many of you know, that Janice Villanucci started this tradition back in 1989 of reading a Christmas story. And it was really to bring us all together and to just have fun. Janice retired about 3 years ago from her job as the executive vice president at the bank. She plays a key role in the story that we'll be acting out today. And here to play herself is Janice Villanucci. We wanted Mr. Duncan to be able to just enjoy this today, so here to play Mr. Duncan is someone who grew up in his neighborhood. He's been with the bank for 4 years. Credit analyst Tim Demetriou. Okay. She celebrated her 30th anniversary last week, and here to play Jane O'Brien is Darlene Hagan. I will mention that Mona Tyree, who celebrated her 25th anniversary last week, will be joining us a little bit later. As I said, please just listen. We're going to begin, and I just want to say your colors look marvelous, Diane.
The tuxedo, I have to say, you really stepped it up since you.
Yeah. She told me to go get a haircut too. After we rehearsed yesterday, I went home and got a haircut last night.
Thank God.
So we will begin, and this is a story written by Diane. 'Twas the day before Christmas in Deposit Ops. There was laughter and whistling and throwing of props. George was doing the Christmas reading you see, as was the tradition at EBTC. Mark Watson blew in on his usual mail round, bringing Janice and Jane a letter he found. He handed it over to a comment here, but something about it made both of them stare.
Do you hear a jingling?
Jane whispered to Jan. She nodded and frowned as she gave it a scan. The postmark looked odd. S. Claus, not Paul. Clancy's playing a joke, they both thought. Very droll.
Hearing opened the letter with curious dread, the two leaned in closely and carefully read. You're both such good girls, so filled with good cheer. You've been a great help to me year after year. I must ask you a favor. I'm in a real fix. Be outside Travante's tonight, right at 6. Bring Duncan with you, and be sure to show it was signed, your friend Santa, ho, 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 ho. gave a slow smile.
You girls are quite right. This is just Clancy's style. Let's play along with him, the sly little sneak. Probably wants us to join in the pub of the week.
On the corner at 6, the loyal trio assembled. They looked to the sky, and all three of them trembled. Round the clock tower atop City Hall, St. Nick came a-flying, sleigh, reindeer, and all.
One more good one, ho, ho, ho.
Ho,
The jingling of bells filled up the night air. Swoosh, landing on Palmer Street, Santa was there.
ho, ho, ho. Good to see you. Glad you could come. Must ask you a favor, then I must run. It's one of my elves, quite a talented lad. Bright and smart, and no spirit, but that's very sad. Excuse me, my beard. Enterprise is where he should learn, seems to me. Thought you might welcome him as a trainee.
What can we teach an elf?
Jan protested, confused.
Your heart knows the lesson.
Santa enthused,
What does this elf look like?
was George's reply.
You'll know him by this.
Santa tossed him a tie. A green speckled necktie with EB on the logo. As they held it, it jingled, then disappeared, as did Santa. 3 backbones tingled. 6 eyes opened wide. There was shaking of heads.
I won't tell.
I won't tell.
I won't tell.
They all said.
Months later, George entered his office one day, and he noticed a jingling sound right away. A visitor waited, tall, handsome, and spry.
Handsome? I'm not sure.
To George's dismay, he was wearing the tie.
A friend of ours sent me to you.
Was his plea.
I've come to join the Enterprise team as a trainee.
You're an elf?
Questioned George.
You don't look like an elf. You must be 6'4".
Sal the elf, glad to meet you.
He offered his hand.
Elves come in all sizes, you must understand.
George phoned out the summons to Janice and Jane. He needed to know that he wasn't insane. They looked at the tie, and they too heard the jingle.
Surely this must be a friend of Kris Kringle.
Guess you're hired.
Said George.
Let me give you this pin, then Barry will give you the tour.
What do these pins mean? That you're Kirk and I'm Spock?
No, it means in our people is where we put stock.
Janice pinned it on Sal's lapel with a smile.
Don't lose it, or Barry will put you on trial.
So started Sal D, Elf's Enterprise stay. Throughout the whole bank, he'd soon make his way. The liquor was where his learning began, as Sandy's crew taught him the lay of the land. While shadowing Sandy, poor Sal was confounded. He thought his bank trading would be much more grounded in strategies, cost control, making businesses run, ways to make his toy workshop a well-oiled machine.
Instead, what Sal saw at all of the branches was service and smiles in all circumstances. The lobbies were pleasant, rich decor without shame, and the time that was taken to learn every name. Sal started a notebook of questions, concerned. Santa made some mistakes. What was here to be learned? The committees, the breakfast, how much could he take? Santa brought him along to a customer's wake. When the woman came weeping and seeking a loan, no credit, collateral, or place to call home, she got listening, encouragement, even a hug. We all need second chances, Sandy said with a shrug. His stay in Billerica finally complete, Sal eagerly looked to accomplish new feats. The cookout, said Barry. This year's should be large. So, Sal, I'm going to put you in charge.
Cookout!
Cried Sal, his notebook in hand. So much of this bank he did not understand.
300 hot dogs, 2 gallons of mustard.
The big, you jumped ahead of me. You can do that again? Hold on a second. Cookout planning committee's got him quite flustered.
300 hot dogs, 2 gallons of mustard.
The big day dawned bright with music and fun. To help serve, employees came out on the run. But surely that line Sal saw stretched down the street was not all bank customers waiting to eat. The old and the young, the big and the small, from the smoke-shrouded grill they served one and all. Garbage men, cops, nurses, physicians, even bankers employed by the bank's competition. VPs flipping burgers donned tropical shirts. What a sight to see Don Trudel sport a grass skirt. The cleanup was grueling. To hear Kenny tell, took days to get rid of the grease and the smell.
The next stop for Sal was to trail George and Dick. To learn what they do, maybe something would click. He found George planting flowers out in the lane.
I think I'd prefer you spend time with Dick May.
At Dick's office early, Sal was eager to shine. He's at Vesper, Diane said. He tees off at 9. While driving to Vesper, a sight turned Sal's head. Barry jogging in spandex. Sal caught Dick at the club as he neared the first tee. Well now, buddy, Jack Clancy's the one you should see. Sal tracked down Clancy, just in from the gym. To judge by the sweating, his workout was grim. Jack pulled out his Lowell tie straight from his top drawer. Then waved to Sal, saying,
Please close the door.
booting up his computer, he opened the books.
Let me show you our balance sheet. Come take a look.
$1 billion in just 15 years.
Sal was astounded, and Jack was in tears.
Such a beautiful sight, it makes me quite misty. To think where we've come in our very brief history. It really began with a few gals and guys, with their heads in the clouds and dreams of the skies. They invested their dollars, their dreams, and their trust. For them, a community bank was a must.
Sal nodded, distracted.
Tammy's making us lunch,
Said Jack.
can't you tell?
The meal that awaited had Sal flabbergasted. Compared to the way they ate here, Santa fasted.
Ho, ho, ho!
After lunch, Sal was taught the stakeholder model, and he thought to himself,
The which they're here, those are those two.
These folks are too coddled. If the goal is to grow, why give so much away? People don't need a bonus, they're getting a pay.
Eric and Katelin were on a statistical
Come on!
calculating averages, triggers, and KPIs.
We're all part of the process, as you can see, causing growth, sharing growth. That's how it should be.
Sal left accounting with much to digest, both ideas and lasagna. Their food was the best. Still, with so much to ponder, his brain felt quite numb. As he entered the elevator, he reached for a tum.
Before Sal could say his training was through, he had to spend time with Steve Irish and crew. E-banking, e-services, e-commerce, enough. For a virtual headache, learning all this was tough. The technology here was state of the art. The costs they invested must be off the chart. How could it make sense for a bank of this size to try to provide this e-service that flies? Paul Rousseau gave Sal a dizzying wrap-up on servers, connect time, disk space, and backup. Sal's eyes glazing over, his brain was like fuzz. The jargon he heard filled his ears like a buzz. As if his frustration wasn't complete, he was off to the help desk to work with Harpreet. Fighting employees he wanted to shoot. How could it possibly be to reboot?
In customer service, Sal's patience was tested. These people who answered the phones never rested. Being friendly to callers who hollered and droned, they could get computers to answer these phones. Sal's notebook of questions grew with each day. To Santa he wanted to speak right away. On Phil Ledoux' cell phone, he gave him a jingle. Voicemail's what he got. You have reached Chris Pringle. Poor confused Sal was left there to ponder. And all through the bank, he continued to wander. Why was he sent here? What must he learn? It was really because of cause for concern.
The weeks flew by, well into late fall. Departments and branches, Sal hit them all. With Bob Gilman, he studied the Fitchburg plans. On call with Rob Lawlor, he shook lots of hands. Ray out in Leominster taught him of lending. The details of loan docs, Helene had him tending. Diane Silva and mortgages taught him the ropes. With pressures and deadlines, he saw how one copes. In search of his travels at every new turn, he searched for what Santa might want him to learn. Mid-December brought Sal to the last of his stops. The last chance for an answer was deposit off.
Studies that work there, he saw how they'd stay till the last bit of work was done for each day. Darlene showed him how the processes run. Working these hours just wasn't much fun. He marveled at Janice and Jane, how they ran the tightest of ships, yet had time to plan a Christmas complete with tinsel and lights and a story to read, a tradition done right. The readers were signed up a year in advance. Seemed everyone wanted to get just one chance to share in the laughter and add to the story, and share in the breakfast as well as the glory. With Christmas approaching, Sal was uptight to get back to Santa before the big night. Running the workshop was his rightful place. Not to be there on Christmas would mean he'd lose face.
Desperate to learn what he needed to know, Sal caught Janice one night getting ready to go.
I've been here a year, taking notes, studied too. Do you know what it is Santa wants me to do? I've run the best workshop, making toys that excel. My work has always been good, I can tell. I thought I was sent here to get more efficient, but I'm puzzled by what makes this place proficient. Take you, for example. Can you tell me why? You're in here early, stay late, and don't whine or cry. More transactions to process day after day, and yet you seem happy. Why do you stay?
Good question.
She has since left.
It's hard to explain, Sal. Sounds funny to mention. But my work is for people, and that makes it giving. And a gift means much more than just making a living.
All at once, Sal's confusion was all cleared away as he pictured the gifts piled high in Santa's sleigh. To him, they were products he'd made, games and toys. Now he saw they were gifts, dreams of good girls and boys. Sal's heart filled with joy, and it sang and it jingled. Christmas spirit's what he felt, and all of him tingled. Dancing about, he gave Janice a kiss.
20 years in the making. tomorrow I do the reading. One you won't want to miss.
Sal's email went out to all employees.
In deposit ops tomorrow, come hear me read, please. It's Christmas, you see, and you need a lift. Come share in the story, it will be my gift.
The email went out straight from Sal's heart. A magical message with joy to impart. Every person who read it in every location felt a song in his heart, a jingling sensation. They felt it in Fitchburg, Billerica Drum Hill, in Lowell and Chelmsford, in every branch still. Every person was moved, even Dick Main to each teller. In the story they came, the response was quite stellar. Those who could came in person. Some sent delegations. This message from Sal caused quite a sensation. All wanted to hear the story you see. Sal's story, his gift for you and for me.
This is the story that Sal read that day. A story of laughter, of fun, and of play, of working together to make dreams come true, and seeing the good that giving can do.
And just as Sal's story was nearing its end, right beside him appeared the best of his friends. The room filled with gasps of shock and surprise, the wonder of Christmas in all of their eyes.
Well, Sal, you've learned what you needed to know, and now that you know it, it's time we should go. The spirit of Christmas is the spirit of giving. When you learn this is when you really start living.
Out the window they climbed and into the sleigh.
Wait.
Mary cried.
I didn't say my line yet. Santa, wait.
Mary cried.
Can I go along with you? I lost the lineup. I didn't.
Please can't you stay?
Please, can't you stay?
Busy season!
Santa said, waving his hand.
But an enterprise north should be part of your plan.
Away they all fading from sight, wishing joy to all bakers, it's all a good.
Good.